Hello everyone, I am Erika of the storytellingjubiler.com, and this is our last final live video in the Seed Beads and More group this month. So please let me know that if you can hear me, if you can see me. Please type in a comment to let me know if the technical side is all right. So for the newcomers, in May, I was your guest teacher in the Seed Beads and More group, which is just celebrating a milestone when the number of the members just rose above 15,000. And I would like to congratulate our admin, Anita, of the fabulous job she is doing in the group. Hey, hello, Anita. So it seems that the technical side is all right, and you can hear me and you can see me. I am very happy about that. So a quick reminder for those of you who watch my live video for the first time. I would like to ask a little favor. Please, when you type a question, then please type in your first name, since as you can see, I see your names only as Facebook user. And let's get it more personalized so I can tell your name. So good morning or good afternoon, everyone. I am very happy that I can be here with you again. And in May, we have had 4 lessons on the basics of bead embroidery, each one followed by a live Q&A. And it was amazing to see how you applied the knowledge and the tricks and the skills which I tried to bring to you. So many beautiful pieces of traveler pendants and brooches were made, and it made me really happy to see all the pieces and to read your stories woven into the jewelry. So today I brought you a little bonus video. It will have 2 parts. In the first part, I would like to show you 3 of my bead embroidered pieces, which I am the most happy with, and which are, let's say, like the ultimate traveler pieces, which are bigger and really have a story in the background. And all of these pieces, they use the same techniques and stitches which I have shown you during the past month, and a couple of small additions. So in the second part of our live video, I would like to bring some jewels to your attention, which can help you further develop your bead embroidery skills. And I would like to bring to your attention also a couple of tricks which you might still want to learn, so you can really bring your imagination to your beading mat and embroider pieces what you really like. So, hello everyone. I see Niti here, Anita here, Joanna, Janet. Hello, ladies. So, let's get started. All the 3 pieces which I would like to show you today, they represent a place in my life. Or actually, the third one, it represents a transition between 2 places. And I will always tell you the story. I will bring to your attention that what kind of new skill or new trick did I apply when I was embroidering them. And also I will tell you about the inspiration which helped me to bring these jewels to existence. all the three pieces, they were made for the Battle of the Beadsmiths in 3 different years. And all of them really pushed my limits. And the competition, it somehow motivated me to really step out of my comfort zone, as I like to say. And I would also like to tell you that what was exactly that step, what happened with each piece. So first, I would like to show you the piece called Serendib. Serendib is actually not a piece of jewelry. It is a piece of clothing. It is a bead embroidered vest, and the step I took here was that this was the first like really big piece I embroidered, and it was the first and so far only thing which is not a jewel but something else. Serendib, it comes from the, Serendib was the old Persian name of Sri Lanka, and this is where the word serendipity comes from. Serendipity means the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. And this is actually how I felt when I was making it. Let me show you how does it look like when worn. This is, many of you know my friend Zuzi Hake. This is her modeling the piece. And then on the right-hand side, you can see a detail of the backside. Anita has a question. Thank you, Anita. How long did that take, Erika? So the Battle of the Beadsmiths, it's always, the piece has to be done exactly in 2 months. And I have made my plans in advance, in great detail, actually. I designed the piece while I was traveling in Sri Lanka. And actually, I was sitting on that pier over that beautiful lake, looking at the water lilies. And actually, even the edges and the motif on the back, they were drawn there by sitting on the pier. And when finally the period when we could work on our pieces started, then I remember that I woke up 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I started to embroider immediately. The piece, it features 211 cabochons and nearly 5 meters of cup chains and thousands of fire polished beads. So you can imagine that it took a very long time. The 2 months, they were fully used for the Serendib, and it was a nearly full-time work to finish it. And if anyone else has a question about the pieces I am showing you, then please don't hesitate, okay? I am very happy to answer everything. A bit more about the inspiration behind Serendib, especially this motif on the backside. In Sri Lanka, the main religion is Buddhism. And when you are traveling around the country, then you will see many of these Buddhist stupas from different ages. And at the entrance of each stupa, there is a so-called moonstone, decorated, let's say, doorstep carved out from stone. And it consists of concentric circles featuring different kinds of animals or different kinds of ornaments. And this is what inspired, actually, the backside of the vest. I hope you like it. Then, another of the big pieces I have made, it's called Borneo. And as you might guess, it is inspired by the island Borneo. This is how it looks like. And on the picture, you can also see in the background traditional figures hand carved from ironwood, then a pair of earrings, metal earrings, which are together about 100 grams and are traditionally worn in Borneo. And also on the right hand side at the right bottom, you can see a holder for arrows used with blowpipes. And the jewel itself, it is a jewel of a warrior, referring not only on one side to the traditions of the island, but also to my own struggles and searching of my own path those days. And while the headhunter tradition of Borneo, it was literally a fight about life and death, my fight, my challenges, it was about challenging myself and testing where my own limits are. And the colors and the shapes of this necklace, they refer to Borneo. However, they don't refer to exactly the jewelry making traditions of Borneo, even if beading also has a very rich history on the island. However, this is my Borneo, my interpretation of the island. For example, on the upper part of the necklace, the lower big stone, this big orange stone, it refers to the hot equatorial sun, what is shining and burning there. Then on the upper edge, you see the flowers and the dagger beads, which refer to the jungle and the rainforest. The harsh pink tone, that's the tone of the so-called Rafflesia flower, which grows in the jungles of Borneo. It is a big parasitic flower which can grow to more than a meter wide, and it actually has a very stinky smell. Then if we go further, you already know that I love working with coins, and there are also 2 Malaysian coins featured in the necklace, as I was traveling in the Malaysian part of Borneo. And on the lower edge of this upper part, you see that the edge is made of turquoise cup chain, referring to the turquoise coastline of the island. And then there are the triangular checkmate beads, referring to the high possibility of meeting a shark in the waters of Borneo. And if we go to the bottom of the necklace, then you see that it features a skull of a bird. I was actually originally looking for a human skull to hang from the bottom, but I couldn't find one. But I really wanted to use a skull here, and I wanted to refer to the headhunter tradition of the island, which was still alive in the 90s. So it's not that long ago, forgotten as we might first think. And while Serendib was, as I said, the first piece of clothing what I have made and the first bigger piece in general, then Borneo pushed my limits because it was the first asymmetrical piece which I created. So that was my Borneo, my necklace of a warrior. And then the third big piece I would like to show you. It's called the Safekeeper. This is how it looks like. It's again an asymmetric piece. And this was the first time that I have used in my jewelry not only components made with the intention of being parts of a jewel, but also found and random objects. You see the spoon, but also there is driftwood incorporated in it, and also a stone, which I just found on the street. I made it in the time when I was moving from Prague to Amsterdam, and I was forced to make lots of decisions. The decisions were mostly about material things, that kinds of questions like what is more important, something what costed a lot of money, however there is no memory attached to it, is more valuable for me, or something what like literally doesn't have a value, like a piece of driftwood. However, it reminds me of something very important, that what is more important, what can I keep and what can I bring with me to Amsterdam, and what do I have to give away, what do I have to sell or just sadly throw away. So that was a very interesting part, making all these decisions. And besides cabochons, cabochons components, which really costed like more money, like the Swarovski crystals or semi-precious stones, including a kyanite. At the bottom, this necklace, it features also found objects, like the stone I mentioned you. It's in the upper part, next to this black onyx circle on the right-hand side. And I found this stone on one of my last walks with my dogs. Then the driftwood. I picked them up, the pieces of driftwood, when I went to a very beautiful hike with my good friends. Or if we go further, then the coffee spoon. You know that I love drinking coffee. And I actually started to drink coffee when I was living in Prague, because that was like, a social event with my friends. So the coffee spoon, it reminds me of all the times when I was having coffee together with my friends. However, the necklace, it features also negative space. And the reason is that it doesn't matter how much you struggle by collecting material objects, there will always be a part of your life which can't be filled with material things. So that's the reason. And to show you some details, this is one more time the upper part. Again, it features, by the way, also a Malaysian coin, because just a little while before I made this necklace, I traveled to Borneo. Then this is part of the part around the neck. And I wanted to show you that it is also possible to embroider a clasp. If you don't want to use a pre-made clasp, then you can also embroider a clasp for your pieces. So this was Safekeeper, and these were the three big pieces which are really close to my heart, which really made me level up as a bead embroiderer, jewelry maker. And I hope they can inspire you to also follow this journey, follow your own journey, and learn more and more about this beautiful technique. And we have some questions here. So, one of our beading friends, she is asking, did any or all of them win in the competition? That's a funny question. The first piece, funny because of my answer. The first piece, the vest, it actually was kicked out of the competition in the first round. Don't know if you are familiar with the Battle of the Beadsmiths. That time when I was competing, over 200 jewelry makers from all around the world were competing, and it was this tournament style that we were in 4 different groups, and inside the groups, the jewelry makers were paired up against each other. So after every round, half of the jewelry, half of the pieces entered in the competitions would have to leave, and then the rest who stayed in the competition, they were again divided into pairs. Then the half was gone, and so on and so on. And the West Serendib, it left the competition after the first round. My opponent, she really deserved to move further, by the way, just saying. With Borneo, I got further. I don't remember exactly how far. And the most successful was Serendib, the last one, where I became one of the semi-finalists of my group. Then Janet is asking, the empty spaces in your piece are interesting too. How did you achieve that? That's also a very good question. I bagged the piece with something sturdy, as we were doing it with cardboard, with the traveler, and I just cut out the pieces, which I wanted to leave as negative space. And then instead of just attaching the layers to each other on the outside edge, I had to attach also the layers to each other all around the edges of the negative space. And I'm really happy that you ladies like them. And now I would like to show you some of my other pieces, some of my bead embroidery pieces, which can inspire you and help you to take a next step. Every one of them highlighting a different skill. If you would like to further your embroidery skills, then they are possible ways to go. So first of all, the bead the turtle. Some of you are already familiar with Estefan and his family. And the beaded turtle is a very rewarding, fast and easy piece of jewelry. It can be a brooch or a necklace. And the result is a cute little companion to you. It's easy to level up, not only because it is like a logical next step after the traveler, but also you are applying the knowledge what you already have. But for example, if you use a really nice cabochon, then it's a very rewarding experience to see that how far you have already came. And the Bead the Turtle project, it actually it is also connected to Borneo, because part of the profit from every kit and every tutorial, it goes to a turtle sanctuary in Borneo, which I visited when I was traveling around on the island. This is one of my newer turtles, a so-called jewel turtle, also featuring cup chain. And while beading a turtle, you practice a bit more how to bead, how to bezel a circular shaped cabochon, but also how to attach several parts to each other, involving a rivoli, which doesn't have a flat back. So it is interesting to know how you can do that. And I would like to show you a turtle beaded by my good friend Anna Lindell. You might know her from tigergold.sa. And she paired her beloved tiger pattern or tiger theme with my turtle jewel. So this is the result of what she have made. Then I would like to show you the Asia pendant. This is a bigger, more daring piece, and you can get familiar with working with something else than a round-shaped cabochon. It also features ball chain at the bottom of the pendant, but also around the cabochon. So using ball chain, that's also an interesting way to give an extra kick to your pieces. And where the ball chain is connected to the bottom part, I actually layered on it a metal component and a rhinestone. And at first, when I've made it, then a little after I made it, I got a little afraid because the cabochons, which I used for the bottom part, they were actually discontinued. But I have a good friend who makes handmade cabochons, and she accepted my invitation to trying to create cabochons of the same shape and same size. So now there are many of them available, and I wanted to show you this piece made by Niti, who is also with us here. So instead of using the original semi-precious stones, what I have used, she used here one of these art quality cabochons. And I think she put together the colors so beautifully that I think she deserves an applause here. And just a little detour, because I am really happy how some beaders get inspired by the basic techniques I show or by the material. This piece was made with the same cabochon by Zuzi, who also regularly joins us at the live events, and she was also embroidering a traveler with us. And I know many of you fall in love with cup chains, so it's also a reason why I wanted to show you this beautiful piece made by Zuzi, that there are so many different ways of using cup chains, and this is how you can pair it with this unusual shaped cabochon. I think my ears are of a weird shape because the earplugs never stay for very long. Then another piece I wanted to show you, the Sashiko. Oh wait, just a moment. I wanted to show you that how does it look like, because I often get a question that how does it actually looks like when it is worn. So this Asia pendant is worn by one of my friends. Then the next jewel I would like to show you, the next possibility to level up, because so far these jewels, they featured most of the time the same stitch but in different combinations as we have been using before. But then the Sashiko pendant, this one, it takes the basic stitches a bit further, and also in this one around the cabochon, beads are layered on top of each other. Sashiko is, by the way, originally a form of decorative reinforcement stitching from Japan. And this stitching inspired my friend, the same artist, Lenka, to make cabochons with the same texture. And then the cabochons inspired me to create the Sashiko pendant. So this is like a beautiful example of connecting to each other. And this piece, it's mostly made of seed beads. And besides seed beads, it features only a couple of very classic, very easily couple of bead shapes which you can find easily, some bicon beads and round beads. And I remember that at the beginning, some of you said that you don't have access to a wide selection of different kinds of bead shapes. So I wanted to show you that even without using all kinds of crazy bead shapes, it is really possible to bead something interesting, something giving it a texture and giving it different and building an interesting pattern. And we have a question. I don't have a name. The question is it on a leather necklace? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The Sashiko is attached to a leather necklace. By the way, Asia too. Both of them. And from Sashiko, I also wanted to show you this second color combination. I hope you like it. And then I would like to show you two Sashikos beaded by my students. This was beaded by Miriam, and this was beaded by Annalyn. And I think both of them are very, very beautiful. Then we have Rock My Heart. And after bezeling all those circular shapes, this is a different kind of challenge because the Rock My Heart pendant and brooch, it's actually a 2-in-1 jewel. It features a heart-shaped cabochon. So I had to figure out that how to make this top of the cabochon, top of the bezel, in a nice way. So the bezel is nicely following the shape of the cabochon. This year, I have challenged myself to focus on a different source of inspiration and on a different topic every month. And in February, in the month when we celebrate Valentine's Day, my topic was something special in my heart. So that's when I designed the Rock My Heart pendant. It features also filigree components. You might know by now that I really love working with filigree components. And in this case, I attached the filigree components right away to the ultra suede instead of attaching the filigree on top of my beadwork. This is, by the way, another color combination. And instead of beads for the fringe at the bottom, again, I used ball chain and I used cup chain to make this dangling part. And the connection of the cup chain and the ball chain to the ultra suede, I hid under the peyote bezel and the Swarovski pendant bead. And I wanted to show you an example made again by Zuzi, who is one of my oldest beading friends. We bead together for about 10 years now. And here she used a beautiful yellow cabochon and paired it with purple and fuchsia tones. And yeah, if you would like to learn the tricks from this, then I have the tutorial available at my side. at thestorytellingjeweler.com. And at the end, I would like to show you the Chandr Devee necklace. One of them I am wearing at the moment, but in fact, I have created 3 different color combinations. Here they are. And Chandr Devee, it actually means moon goddess. And the reason why I called it moon goddess and the inspiration why I created this necklace, it's a very concrete person. Her name is Flora Gatina. That's her artist name. And she is a burlesque artist, I would say the queen of burlesque here in Amsterdam. And a year or 2 ago, she asked me to create a headpiece for her. Well, actually, I created the motif itself, and then she created the headpiece from it, where she wanted me to feature different stages of the moon. And Flora, she had an act where she was dancing with this giant moon shaped prop, what you see on the picture. So then the jewel was actually featured on stage, and I was very, very happy with it. And Chandr Devee, I incorporated some filigrees and my beloved cup chains in it. And then I decided to add a necklace from pearls. And a week or 2 ago, we were talking about different possibilities, that what kinds of necklaces can you use together with your bead embroidered pieces. And lately, this one became my favorite. It's still, it's not as time consuming as, for example, crocheting a rope or making a herringbone or peyote beaded rope, but not as simple as featuring a leather cord, something in between. And there are so many different beautiful pearls available that it's easy to find something what matches your necklace. And I would like to show you a version created by one of my friends and students, Kata. She actually had the Sunshine Kit, but then she decided to change the cabochon, and instead of the fuchsia I have, she used a custom coated Swarovski stone in the middle. And I think that this came out very beautiful. And all the challenges, like creating something from 3 different motifs and creating something of this unusual shape, Kata made every detail just perfect. I hope you like it. I would be actually curious to know that which one of the necklaces do you like the most? Alice is asking, by the way, I think about the pearls. I like to use 6mm round pearls. And well, I hope that I gave you some ideas on how to proceed with your bead embroidery skills. I would really love to see your progress, and I am always happy to answer your questions and give you advice if you are in need. It was already amazing to see the big steps you took. I know that many of you tried bead embroidery for the first time now, or returned to bead embroidery after a big break, and you did a great job. I am very, very happy to see your pieces. Do you have some answers to my question? So one of our beading friends likes the blue version, then yeah, it's definitely a hard choice. Anita says that she likes the layered look of the Sashiko. Janet says that she likes the gray one. I like them. I like that one too. Actually, just 2 minutes before the broadcast, I was here deciding, like, should I wear the pink one? Should I wear the gray one? But at the end, I decided for the pink one. And I see that I'm not alone with my color choice. Another friend of ours likes the blue pearls. Yeah, Joanna too, the blue and gold one. And, or all of them. Thank you so much. So, this was my last video for the Seed Beans and More group. This is the last day of May when I was your guest teacher, but I would really like to keep in touch, and I would like to invite you to visit my page, thestorytellingjeweler.com. You can find all the tutorials which I mentioned today at my page, and for most of them I also have kits available and the material available. As a thank you for participating with so much enthusiasm in my Traveler Challenge for you, I have a gift for you. So if you visit thestorytellingjeweler.com, then up until next Tuesday, the 2nd of June, you can get 20% off the price of filigree components, leather, and the beautiful handmade art quality cabochons also featured in the turtles, or the Asia or Sashiko, which I have available. All you need to do is type in Traveler as a discount code. Please make sure to download the free tutorials. Some of you know that I have a bunch of free tutorials available also, and to sign up to my newsletter. Then you will always know what's happening, what kind of workshops are coming up, what kind of components are added, and you will get lots of ideas how to learn and go further with your bead weaving and bead embroidery. So thank you very much, everyone. This was an amazing month, and thank you very much for your hospitality and your enthusiasm. I wish you lots of creative ideas, and I am looking forward to see your pieces. Have a nice day.